Really? You gotta be that guy? As soon as it starts, you gotta start whining.
He does.
Hi, everybody. What?
7:59. It's not 8 o'clock yet.
Indeed, we are 1 minute early.
But we are live.
We are live. Our signal's a little low. Internet's been acting kind of funny a little bit. We're on 2.4 instead of 5. Because 5 was not doing what I wanted it to do. But anyway. Hi. So a couple things happened. Well, one thing happened. And another thing is about to happen. And we're going to talk about it. But we're going to wait for people to get on as per usual. In the meantime, we're going to,
Make fun of things.
make fun of some stuff people are trying to sell. Or not the things that they're trying to sell, but the amount of money that they're trying to sell it for while we're waiting for people to participate. And the dog is, of course, wanting attention. As, he's wont to do. So let's see
The
what we got.
camera goes on and he becomes a...
Boom,
I
baby.
am.
Covering up my face. I don't need to see my face. My face is too pretty for the audience anyway. They can't handle it.
Okay.
Alright, so first we have a Spider MR1 marker and gear for $125. Now that is quite a bit of money for a Spider MR1.
Also a marker that needs new O-rings.
It needs new O-rings. It needs some oil, which the oil, whatever. The O-rings really whatever too, but comes with an aftermarket barrel and the stock barrel. There's a vents mask.
I like how they call them
holders,
paintball holders.
hopper refill belt holders, barrel cleaners and squeegees. Yeah, that's all worth like, I don't know, maybe $30. So definitely 125.
And why aren't there
Whoa.
pictures?
Yeah, why aren't there pictures? What about?
I'm not buying a mask unless I see a picture.
So Talon for 25. That's this one's broken, so I wouldn't pay that. But I paid 25 for the one I bought, so I'm not gonna say anything bad about that, other than it's taped together. So I don't know. This is, let's see. So that spider right there is, I have actually.
You have that,
You can't
don't
see
you?
it, but it's right here. it's
It's up
above.
there.
It's above on the top shelf.
You can't see the
And then that one right there is a war game, an autococker. So I'm not sure what that autococker would go for. So I can't speak to if that's worth it or not. I mean, definitely the spider is worth like $5.
He doesn't even know what the spider is.
It's a Sonics.
Yes, but he puts unknown year model spider paintball gun. So he doesn't even know what he's selling.
Yeah. And then he's got some. He says 20-ounce tank and 16-ounce tank. I'm assuming that's CO2, but he doesn't actually specify. So if it not for the autococker, I would definitely say it's not worth it. But I don't honestly know what the autococker's worth, so I'll leave that one be. But I did notice one a little earlier. This one right here, that just makes me giggle. On the inside and the outside, because it's 3 paintball guns, excellent condition, with 1 CO2 tank and accessories must sell together.
There's only 2 paintball guns.
There's
in
only
there.
2 guns in the. There's the third one.
He or she still has the original boxes though.
Well, that's true, but all these together are worth, I don't know, maybe $30, $35, because again, the Talon, I paid 25, so I could see that. But the other 2 are worth like $5 each, and then the CO2 tank is worthless. The
They're
pod
in
is
excellent
worthless.
Because you're gonna bring the Talon onto
So,
the paintball field.
This person is selling them for 125 buckaroons.
Well, they live in South Park.
Bethel Park.
Isn't that part of the South Hills? They
South
live in the
Hills.
South Hills, not
South Park is its own area
Yes,
within the South Hills. But $125 for that stuff. This person, where do these people get this idea
They want to make money.
So now this
They
person,
don't know. They haven't played paintball in God knows how long.
they're
and
selling
they
an
just wanna
invert
make money.
mini and some other weird gun, and then some other stuff, some pods and things. Text me for pricing. Green gun no longer available. So that green one's no longer available. But you can get an invert mini, which
Somebody
I'm not a
commented.
fan of. They did. They give it a little heart. Loki, can you stop, please? So they say $10, but then it says text me for the price. So, some interesting things going on. So, and then we already talked about this one, I think. But this person is selling a whole bunch of paintballs, $275 for all of this stuff. And
Nobody wants your tanks.
the guns are worth like maybe $5-10 each. The masks are worthless. The tanks are worthless. The paintballs are utterly worthless.
How are 4 bags of paintballs $1,800?
I think they're Three Rivers paint.
Because it's a half. Okay.
So, but I think I don't know. I think it's Three Rivers paint. It looks like to me, but it's got to be old. I mean, I don't even remember when that stuff was there. It's got to be a few years old at this point. So, yeah. Just where do these people come up with this pricing? I don't know. But I think we've got some people here, so let's see what we got going on. We got Xavier saying waving and hearts. So hello back to you as well. I wave and I give you a heart. And then let's see. Supposedly there's somebody else in here too. That could be Bill. I know he's driving. He said he would be listening, but he's driving, so he could also be in here. None of our teammates are in here. Oh, there's a third person. Hello, third person. So I guess we'll get into it at this point. We've given it 7 minutes now, so we can go ahead and get in.
Nothing else to make fun
of. So we went to a 2-man tournament at Bad Company Paintball in Indiana, Pennsylvania. Bad Company, Pennsylvania. You know where that is, right?
Yeah, of course I do. I feel that if anyone had a name of Bad Company, it'd probably be Pennsylvania or Texas.
Oh, I could see that. I could see either one of those being true. But yes, so we went to that. A-Dog went with us, but she did not play. She, there's a very good picture of her coaching us, though. He looks very adorable and very in charge. But Dalton and I played it, and we did pretty well. So you can get 100 points total each match. You get 20 for each kill, so there's 20 and 20. You get 20 for the flag pull, and then you get 40 for the flag hang. So a total of 100 is possible each round. And we got 100 points 8 times?
Yes. 8
and we played 10 rounds. Those 2, we lost them, but we didn't zero out. We did get some points. So I believe on
One
both
game was 20.
Both of them we shot somebody, which is 20, and on the other one, Dalton shot somebody and got the flag, so that's 40. And so we ended up in 2nd place, which we're pretty proud of. And we got 2nd place by 20 points, which means that if we had shot one more person throughout the day, or if we had gotten the flag on that other time we lost, we would have tied for first, and then we would have had to play a battle on that to see who would win the day.
And the 2 teams that you lost to were 1st and 3rd.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1st place is who we lost to the first time. And then, that's right, yep, 3rd place.
The 2 teams you lost to were the teams that also placed.
And we've played both of those teams before. We've had some ups and some downs against them. The one team we played against before. The other one we've played against one of the members, and then it was a new player with him. And as I've said before, I'll say again, these people shoot so much paint. I don't know how they can afford it.
The teams that you lost to were comprised of speedballers.
Particularly the one.
The team that came in first play for PA Mercenaries.
Yes.
Both of them play for PA Mercenaries. I agree with you. You don't shoot a lot of paint. You
don't.
force yourself to shoot paint, and it's still not enough paint when you're going against a speedballer. And regardless of how good you are, if you're flinging 72 balls at Dalton, one of them's got to hit him.
Only 72?
720, excuse me.
There
I'm
you go.
sorry, 720. That was last year.
72 wouldn't be that
I
much.
didn't see anyone shoot 720 balls at Dalton this time. But
That was a lot. They shot
on
a lot,
average, they were shooting at least 3 hoppers a game.
I think that in their 10 rounds, they must have gone through 2 or 3 boxes of paint, I would think, in that day. Would you agree with that?
You went through a box.
Because, Dalton got us a box each, and then we bought another one, but we only opened one bag of that, and then we put a bunch back. So I would say we both probably used a little less than a box for all 10 rounds. Dalton probably used 1 box, I probably used a little less than 1 box. So I would think they used at least 3. Particularly the one guy that we played against before, that came in third. He shoots so much.
If you use
It's ridiculous.
a hopper, if you use a hopper in 2 pods a game, that's 250 in your hopper, 150. That's 500? 250 plus 300. That's almost 600 rounds of paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bag and a quarter a game? Almost.
Yeah, something like that. But I think that speaks highly of me and Dalton, that we can win using so much less paint than these other guys. And I was saying to A-Dog the other day, afterward, I was thinking, like the team, especially the team that came in first, but even the team that came in third, we were really worried about them. We thought they were going to beat us. Is that one guy, particularly, he's extremely athletic. He's very good at the game. I'm not going to say that he's not, because
he's extremely amazing.
And I was thinking, he's better than me, so, what do we do to beat how do we beat somebody that's better than me? But I was thinking a little closer. I was thinking, is he actually better than me? Or does he just shoot more paint? And I don't really know the answer, but I would think that if I gave him a pump gun against me with a pump gun, or him with a magazine fed gun against me, so it's just limited paint, would he beat me? I don't really know the answer, but I lean towards no.
I think
because he just shoots so much. I'm not saying he's not a good player, because he absolutely is. But does he seem better than he is because of how much paint he shoots?
So he's definitely a speedball player. And I think speedball players, to say a speedball player is better than a woodsball player, or to classify who's better than who, it's a different game style. You are a woodsball player. If you practice, you'd probably be a kick-ass speedballer. But he is definitely more athletic than you are.
That hurts my heart. That cut me real deep.
Why? I don't think he's a better overall paintballer than you. I think he's more athletic than you are. Which plays the game differently. Sorry. You also don't practice speedball. You don't practice at being athletic. I know that kind of sounds stupid.
That still doesn't speak to my point.
I think if you went one-on-one with Pump, you'd annihilate. You would kick his ass.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I think if you gave each of you 25... if you each got 25 balls, you'd wipe the floor with him.
Well, thank you, love. I appreciate that.
Because as everybody knows who plays paintball, if you're in woods ball, you don't have to be athletic. It's not about being athletic on the woods ball field. It's about being athletic on the speedball field. Because you're an athlete at that point.
Yes, what you said.
You get so mad when I don't call you athletic.
No,
You're not.
It hurts my heart. I don't get mad. It just hurts me.
What is it? I tell everybody how amazing you are in pretty much everything that you do. You are good at everything that you try. Oh, you can't slide on the ground like a snake. Oh.
So yeah, he does this really awesome like crab crawl thing, and he gets from here to there really, really fast while staying like a couple inches above the ground. It's actually really cool to see him do it.
Also, what I noticed is because you are a woods ball player, you are more strategic. This is what I don't understand about these tournaments.
Tell me what you think.
Specifically the 2-man.
I'm ready. Tell me.
Everybody plays the same. Nobody.
Don't give away my strategies.
Nobody catches
Don't
on
give away
though.
my strategies.
Watch one game. Watch 2 games of the same team. There is not a lot of difference. However, because you are supreme risk player of the universe, you and don't play the game every round the same. You play based on how the other team plays. You adapt. You're more adaptable. So, just because someone is more athletic, you, I think, are a better paintballer than that kid. He rubbed me the wrong way.
Thank
Him
you.
and his little Tony Hawk looking like...
She thinks he looks like
He
Tony
looked
Hawk,
exactly
is what
like
she's
Tony
trying to
Hawk,
say.
but
in
shorter.
case you're wondering what she means by that, she thinks he looks like Tony Hawk.
He does look like Tony Hawk, just
But
shorter.
anyway, so my point is, at what she finally got to, after 8 years of talking, is that if we gave limited paint to the 2 of us and we put us 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 with limited paint, would they even have a chance? And well, I think they would put up a good fight, but I do believe that Dalton and I would win because we don't require that much paint. There were a few rounds that I watched. Loki, please stop. There were a few rounds I watched where I legitimately went, how has he not hit them yet? I swear they shot a whole hopper before they finally hit this guy, and he's like walking through the open. Like he was legitimately just walking across the field trying to get to the flag. And I'm thinking, how have you not... Loki, you need to stop doing what you're doing. You're going to pull some wires out. So you got to stop. You got to stop.
He wants to be on your lap.
Go on, baby. Go on.
Why don't you just move the keyboard and let him sit on your lap?
Come here.
That's what he wants to do.
Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Oh, there you go, baby.
I told you. He
There
just
you go,
wants
baby.
to cuddle.
It's too hot. Aren't you hot? Aren't you a hot pup?
Yes, but he likes to cuddle, and it's cuddle time.
Anyway. And I was thinking, like, legitimately, if it took you that many shots to hit this person when they're walking in the open, you don't stand a chance against somebody who can actually aim. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. Uh-oh. What have you done, Lo?
He moved something.
Yes, he did. Come here, baby. Either come up on my lap. Oh, baby. You're screwing everything up, sweetie. Yes, you are. You're screwing everything up, my baby. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, let's fix some stuff that you've broken now. There we go. You're a good boy. You just want to cuddle, but you're breaking things. Yes, you are. Yes, you are breaking everything. Mwah. But yeah, so it's interesting to watch. As Adog slightly alluded to there, a lot of them, not every team, but I would say the majority of them, like to do exactly the same thing over and over again. Look. Are you going to get down?
There were 2 specific teams I watched, and the side that I saw,
Come here. Lady. Come here.
they took the same side every time, and they went to the same spot, and not just went to the same spot, held the same spot in the same manner.
Mm-hmm.
Every game. Did not switch anything up. Did not do anything different. And at what point are you not picking that up as watching the game and thinking of strategy of how you're going to win?
Hopefully, no one that plays this tournament is going to watch this because we're telling them what we do. But Dalton and I actively go to different bunkers and do different things every round almost. A lot of it, as you said, is based on what we know they're going to do. But sometimes we don't know what they're going to do because, for instance, the first round, there's no way we can know what they're going to do because it's the first round. We haven't watched them play it. But we actively make strategies beforehand of, okay, a team that does this sort of thing, we're going to try this against, so on and so forth. But more than that, we just do something different, at least slightly different, every time. For instance, there was one team, I won't mention who they were, although I know them pretty well, but I won't mention who they were, that they did the same thing like probably 3 or 4 times in a row. And then they did something different. But not really. Because all they did was switch sides. So the guy that usually went to the top went to the bottom. The guy that usually goes to the bottom went to the top. But they went to the same bunkers. It was the exact same thing. They just switched sides.
So I know that you get to pick sides. You shouldn't get to pick sides. James should pick sides.
Yeah, that would be good if James told them which side to go to, or if you always play the opposite of what the last one was.
Or with the way they do the boards, you're either first or second. So the way they do the round robin tournament and they set everything up that the computer already has done.
That would I've done that tournaments with that before, and you all I remember the one time we were on the same side almost every time.
But if you look at the way they do it, because I pay attention to all of that, you should be on each side. There were 11 rounds. You had 1 bye. You should be on each side 5 times.
That would make sense. That's not the way it turns out. So the way they do the sides is if no one can decide, or if you both want the same side, then you flip a coin. But if let's say that we wanted the near side and the other team didn't care, then we would just take near side. So the one round when we played against the kid that shoots obnoxious amounts of paint, we knew exactly what he was going to do because he'd done it every time, and they were almost always on the near side. They always requested near side if they could. So we had our plan of what we were going to do with near side and what we had to do if we were going to go far side, but we wanted to take near side to throw them off their game. So we had to flip the coin. They won, so they got their side. So I could see I agree with you. I think that it would be better if it was randomized, or if James picked, or if somehow you couldn't pick your side. I think that would work better. Because I don't have a problem with the way it is, but I think you're right.
It's not a problem. No one's, for the most part, there is always good sportsmanship. They're coming to have fun. I like to win, though. Sorry. I just want to win. Winning is fun to me. But I feel that you're giving certain players an advantage by picking the side. It's supposed to be difficult. You're not supposed to just go in and wipe the floor with everyone, regardless of what type of player you are. And the only person that I saw do strategy was the team that came in first. And he mostly was doing strategy with his nephew and his nephew's friend because they were the youngest ones. They were, he's 12, 13?
I'm not sure.
Little Dalton.
And his, I forget what his friend's name is.
But his uncle is Spencer, and he plays for PA Mercenaries. And they were running strategy.
Teaching the kids what to do. Which is great because they're especially doing it before their last, I think it was their last round.
It was their
second to last round. No, it was the last round.
It was the last round
because it was our bye. So it was the last round, and they were against the team that came in third, the ones that shoot obnoxious amounts of paint. And they were out there on the field talking about what to do and everything. And so the kids' their name is Spaghetti Monsters. And by that point, we had talked about what the score was and what we needed it to be. And we figured out that if they won that game, they would beat us, is what it ended up being. So we were cheering on the Spaghetti Monsters, but I told them, I said, guys, I want you to win, but if you're not going to win, at least get the flag and survive. Just because it's only 5 minutes long, so at the end of 5 minutes, if you're still alive, the game just ends. So I said, if you're not going to win, just don't die. But they did end up winning, which is wonderful.
And
which
for as
secured
young
our
as-
position.
For as young as they are, they made really good moves. They played very well. He gets better every tournament.
Mhm.
And he is going to be a very good player.
Yeah, he's played several of these before, because Tim usually has 2 of these a year. So Little Dalton has played
I think everyone
at
we've
least
been
2 or
to.
3, and for his age, he's excellent.
He's a very
He's
good
still
player.
learning, obviously, but
But
he's
he
pretty good.
learns
He's good for his age. Very good for his age.
what I've seen and what you and I always do. He realizes what he does wrong after every game, and he pays attention to what he could have done better. And I think that alone is going to make him a killer player.
The first game we lost against Spencer and his teammate Dave.
Todd?
Anyway, the team that came in first, when we played against them, we lost. They did just wipe the floor with me. Dalton put up a bit of a fight, but so the Spencer went low, and I wasn't sure where he went at first, but I knew he was down there, and I was lower end too. Dalton was up top, and Dalton said bottom 50. And so I glanced around, and I saw that he was there moving, and so I was trying to find where he went, and all of a sudden I was getting shot from like almost behind me, and so that's how quick he moved from the time Dalton said bottom 50 to the time it took me to look around, which I don't know, maybe 3 seconds at most. He was behind me shooting me, and I was like, "Alright," like it was wonderful on his part. He was very fast. Dalton had managed to get his teammate out in the meantime, and so Dalton was on top. Spencer was on the bottom. They had a good gunfight. Dalton ended up losing it, unfortunately, but it was a good game. I was amazed. Like I was just like, whatever. I can't be mad because you beat me so well. It was such a good move. He was very fast. It was amazing, and he's an older guy too. So
They don't do the same. He plays with different people. I think he's played with that guy before. He shot me, by the way. Of course I get hit.
she got hit like 6 times. She got hit more than I did.
I
when I was
got
playing.
hit. I got hit twice. One broke and was directly at my mask, and the other one bounced off my knee. But like, come on. I go to the ICC, got hit 4 times there. I don't get hit that much when I play.
Like I said, she got hit more than I did, and I was playing. She wasn't. No, that's not true because of just where Tim has the benches. You're gonna get shots.
You're
sitting
gonna
there.
get hit somewhere.
And he said he was gonna put netting up this year, but he just hadn't gotten to it yet. So I'm hoping that it's there for the fall tournament.
The issue is that they moved the top of the hill 50 back further.
Mm-hmm.
So they are closer to the benches now.
Yeah, but you got hit either way.
You did, but you're closer now.
Slightly closer, yeah, but you still got hit plenty in the past. And the bottom is much harder this year than it has. Yeah, the bottom is much harder than it was because, and Dalton told me that on far side, the pallet had fallen or disintegrated or something, so he took out the one on the other side to equalize it, which makes sense. But it's so much harder to get anywhere at the bottom now that we didn't go to the bottom very often. I think I went down there once, and I think Dalton went down there once, and no, twice. He went down there twice. I don't think I went down to the bottom at all. I stayed in the middle most of the time, because unless you were booking it to the 50, there was nowhere to go down there. It used to be fairly easy to get towards the center 50 because you could bump pretty easily from one to the other, but without that integral middle one, you couldn't get there.
And it was also, that's where all the mud was too.
It wasn't that bad. And it dried out pretty quick too.
Where there was mud, like there was that little mud pit, it probably wasn't like wet mud, but it was probably still slippery mud.
And I was afraid it was going to be a lot worse than it was, but I wore my cleats all day. It wasn't a problem. Did I have a favorite moment during the tournament? That's a good question. I have a fun moment. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite, but it is fun. So we're going to go over the scores, how Dalton and I did in a little bit here. But and I did this with Luke too. You can see in the video I did 2 years ago or so with at the end after we got both of them out, Luke and I both ran at the flag to see who could get it first and hang it. And I managed to get there, and we're yelling at each other. Well, it happened the same time, or the same way, basically, but Dalton got there first.
I called you both assholes.
And I smacked my knee into his knee, but he got it, and then he hung it, so he got the points for it, and I didn't. So that's a fun one. It's just one of those things where it's just fun rivalry, I guess. It's like we know we've won. It's not a question of can we grab the flag, or are we gonna get shot or anything like that. It's just like who gets to it first, so who gets the points kind of thing. And it doesn't really matter. We're having fun and it's a good time. But so that one was a good one. But there were a lot of just good little moments. Getting Tim Toy out and then we won with only 8 seconds left. That was a good one.
You did.
But I don't know. I guess that one with Dalton is probably my favorite, just because it makes me smile. Thinking about racing each other to the flag to see who can get there first, because he was a little closer than I was, but I was running downhill, so I had the advantage of running down. He had the disadvantage of running up, but he was closer, and so he got there a little faster than I did.
So much, both of you. You're both adorable. I can't handle it.
Even with his 5 head.
I love his 5 head. I do. I love his 5 head so much. I love both of you so very much. It's ridiculous.
So I guess I would choose that as my favorite, but. The whole thing was a good time. There were definitely there weren't any bad moments that I can think of. Usually, at the 2-mans, they're always great. As far as fun level, they're always very good as far as sportsmanship goes. But this one, I don't remember there being one person upset about anything. No, there was one thing, but I don't even know what it was. It was so small. It was over very quickly. And I don't know what happened. I just heard him being upset about it. Oh, I remember what it was. So, no, there were 2 of them, because someone else was upset about something. That's one I didn't know what happened. But the guy that shoots obnoxious amounts of paint, he got called out because he took a core sample and was cleaning it, and then got a whole bunch of just goop on the side of his barrel.
So him and Chrisman were in a shoot show, and he was at the 50. And before he got to the 50, he took his core sample, as you call it, and he was cleaning his barrel out. But when he was shooting, the paint was coming out of the holes of his barrel, so he had splatter all over his barrel.
And then when he went back to battling, the ref, there was pink coming at him, and the ref saw the pink on the side of his barrel and called him out for it, thinking that it was a hit, which it did kind of look like a hit, but he was like, well, that's not a hit, but by that point he was already out. And he didn't argue with it, he mentioned that's not a hit. You could tell he was angry, but he didn't.
But he got over it real quick.
Yeah, so it was understandable, and it didn't turn into a thing, so that was good. But my point is that just the whole day is very good, and there wasn't really anything. There was no moment that I can think of as the worst one, which is very good. That's excellent. Other than me getting shot because I suck. Well, no, it's just that Spencer was so fast. I had no idea what was coming. The other time I got out was against the team that came in third, the guy that shoots obnoxious amounts of paint. The idea was that I was going to hold him in his bunker while Dalton took out the other guy. Which pretty much worked, but in amongst holding him back, amongst the sheer amount of paint coming at me, one of them managed to get me in the head, which is upsetting, but it happens.
He didn't know he got you out. What's really surprising, and I watched that game, and as someone who didn't play and who's only played once and gone to numerous Bad Company tournaments. They're actually really fun to watch. I like watching sports. So to actually see an athletic competition and a battle I wish I could scream at people. I can't. I'm very upset about it. I have to keep my mouth shut, which bothers me. Because all I want to do is scream to you, shoot more paint, and I try not to. But he didn't, as a communicator was, he could try to communicate very well to the other person. He never knew what really was going on. He didn't know that you got out. He never knew where Dalton was. Then Dalton made a move, and if Dalton didn't make that move, he would have probably tied it up. The time would have ran out, and he wouldn't have gotten those extra points. But he never, like, as soon as Dalton came up on him, Dalton had to make that move and be aggressive. He had no idea where Dalton was. He thought, after he got Dalton out, he still thought that you were in. And in the game he played with Spaghetti Monsters, his teammate got out, and he had no idea. And was, like, screaming to his teammate.
Apparently he don't pay attention to
He don't pay attention. Which probably is a downfall. I mean, doesn't stop him being an incredible athlete, but pay attention.
So, scores, just, I won't go into every little detail, but as you guys probably know, I do keep track of scores in this year. Everyone is. We've
People
given
call
them,
me competitive.
we've given everybody wristbands and everything so they can keep track of everything. So, Dalton and I kept track of everything. Obviously, a kill is worth less than a flag pull, and a flag pull is less than a flag hang. And then an assist is worth the least of any of that. And you get negative points for a death, negative points for a loss, all that jazz. So it turned at the beginning of the day, we won the first 3 matches, and on the first 2, I got the flag. And usually when you get the flag, you get the hang, unless you're super nice and you give it to your teammate, which has happened, but it's pretty rare. And then on the third one, Dalton got it, and then we lost, and then Dalton got it, and then I got it, and then I got it, and then we lost again. So at the beginning of the day, I was definitely winning by quite a bit because I was getting all the flag pulls and we were splitting the kills. But as the day went on, he evened it out, and it ended up being super close as far as points go. I won't go into how the math works, but the score ended with me at 1.65 and Dalton at 1.675. So he did win by 0.2. Congratulations, Dalton. That's not even 0.2, it's 0.02 is what it is. 0.02 he won by. So congratulations to Dalton. He did beat me. I believe the difference there is he got one more kill than me, right? We got the same amount of everything else. He got one more kill than me, I believe is what it is. So
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's how he beat me. So it was a pretty even game because I was thinking to myself in the car ride that Dalton carried us. I felt like he did more than I did, but once I put all the scores together, it turns out that we both pulled our own weight, which makes me feel a little better. But Dalton also won. There were 2 sportsmanship awards. They gave $50 gift cards to Sheets, and he won one of them, which was nice. And I think the reason that he won it, or at least a big contributing factor, was that on the first game we lost against Spencer and his teammate, after Dalton and him had that firefight, at the end of it, they did a 1-for-1, but Dalton said, no, he definitely got me first. So they let him stay, and then they were both like chit-chatting, walking off, and Dalton was like, hey, don't forget the flag. So he went back, got the flag, and hung it. And so like if he hadn't have said that, if he continued walking with Dalton, we would have gotten 20 for a kill, and he would not have gotten the 60 for the pull and the hang. But Dalton was a fair, an honest person. Told him all that.
Shoots children, but
Yeah, he'll seek out the children to shoot, but he's honest with adults. And so he ended up getting that award. So good for him. That's awesome. I personally would have rather us won. But that's just me. But yeah, he's actually mad at himself for that. But I mean, it's great sportsman. That just shows you kind of like how the day went. Just because although that's probably the most standout of everybody as far as fairness and sportsman goes. It's by far not the only example. It might be the biggest example. It's not anywhere near the only example. So it shows you how nice it is to play up there at their tournaments. So that's cool. So I think that's all we had to talk about with the 2-man. Unless anybody has any questions about the 2-man. But so this weekend at Three Rivers Paintball is the first scenario for us of the year. It's, as far as I know, one of the first at all of the year in the country. So that's fun because of the whole, pandemicness. That's true. So Bill said that he would not have told a child to hang the flag. No, he would have shot the child.
He probably would have told little Dalton.
No, he definitely would have shot him. Even after getting out, he just would have shot the child because he likes shooting children. But anyway, so yeah, this week in Mission Masters, and it is Mayon, so Mission Masters Invasion of Normandy is what it is, which anyone might recall 2 years ago, 2018, our beloved General Adog generaled the Germans, and because we won that amongst other games, she got her first tattoo. Was it the second one? She got her second tattoo.
The first one was for winning D-Day the first time. The Königin was because I generaled or co-commanded
Three
different ones, and we won all three.
Right. So
I became Queen of D-Day.
And we didn't just
because I'm not.
We didn't just win.
Egotistical.
We slew them, didn't we? Didn't we win by 300 points or something?
We slew them. Yes. One game was 30-0.
I think I have a picture of what the
we
score
won.
Was.
It was 100 and something to 52.
I'll see if I can find the.
You should have the picture.
The picture, but
it may
talk about it while I look.
So, very similar to 2018, they released the missions. Essentially, the only thing that I noticed that really changed is they moved the beach. So, 2018, they had the beach on, if you're familiar with Three Rivers, and you're familiar with D-Day, Kilo or the hyperball field, and the Germans were actually on the hyperball field, and the Americans had to climb up the hill where the creek bed is. And I believe if you played Star Wars, I think that was 2017 Mission Masters, it was the first mission, but it's down in that very low valley and you come up the hill, so you enter the speedball
X
this
knows
way.
what you're talking about because he was on America that year. I've seen his video. You lost.
But so they moved that to the beach that D-Day uses, where I'm assuming we're going to be running up the hill and Germans are going to be on top just like D-Day.
It would be very odd if the Germans came out their boats at us.
We ran down there.
Or if we ran down there. That'd be really weird. But yeah, it seems like everything's the same except for that, which makes sense because Ryan has put a lot of work into that beach landing. And so he probably just wants to use it. Plus, it honestly does work out just as well, if not better, than the one we used 2 years ago. But it also has those boats. But I think the reason Dean didn't use it 2 years ago is because he didn't want to just do D-Day, right? So now that they're not doing 68 caliber D-Day, he'd be fine doing it. I did blow up 2 of your mortars though. Yeah, well, you still lost. And I have the score now, so I'm looking at the score. The ending score. Oh, actually, first let me tell you, you blew up 2 of our mortars in Mission 1 on the beach. You got 6 points. Good job.
How many points did we get?
We got 18. So, be happy with your 2 mortars. We still had 3 times as much as you.
There was one game that we wiped them.
There were more than one game. So
you won Mission 2.
Mission 2, you guys did win. Mission 3, we won 20-5. 20 points us, 5 points you.
It's okay, Xavier. I'm amazing as a general.
Mission 4 was 10-3 or 10-9, so that was much closer. Mission 5, this is the one we did very, 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 very well. We had 26 points. Xavier, I ask you to please inform me how many points you think you received on mission 5. We received 26. Well, Eric, you should pay attention to that.
You really should.
But you were on German team. I know because you were on my team.
We can keep track of you.
So while you think of how many points you might have gotten mission 5, mission 6, you guys did win 15. We only had 13, so you guys did win that one. Mission 7, you had 8 points. We only had 24. So that one was much closer. And then, let's see, remind me of what mission 5? Mission 5 is about?
No, mission.
It's mission 5.
That's mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that Schomburg?
Cherbourg?
Schomburg? Here.
I'm not sure.
The thing. It's the same.
It's a good face you're making.
Sotvast? Sotvast. Sottevast?
Sottavast?
Sotvast?
I'm not sure what it was about, but let me just tell you the score because you're not going to know.
It was about 40 minutes.
No, it was about 25.
Why did I run my joke?
So the score, again, we had 26. The Americans had gotten 0 points. So we won 26-0 on that one. So as you can hear, there were many missions where we just kind of wiped the floor with you guys. But the total score at the end ended up being 116 Germans to 54 Allies. So, more than double your points. Good job, us. So we're hoping to repeat but reverse because we're going to be allies this year, as you can see by our British flag. We're going to be British this year. So we're fighting with blue team.
Aren't we being Americans for everything? Almost?
No, we're being British.
Okay, we're being British. We're the good guys, I guess, this year. For everyone but one, because we need to get the flag.
Well, all but 3.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it depends on how you consider the good guys.
True. Very true, I guess.
But yes, we're being British.
Allies.
And there's a couple of reasons why I want to be British. One, I like being different. Well, if it was, then you guys did very well.
Yeah.
If it was like golf, then you guys did very, very well. But anyway, so I like to wave a flag sometimes when we're out there on the field. I just like to
Do you?
wave random flags.
I would have never guessed.
But there's a couple of reasons I didn't want to wave the American flag. For one thing, the game is, Dean's gonna have at least 2 American flags out there already, part of the game. So I don't want to get his confused with mine. But also, I want to be different. And there's already American flags waving. That's not different at all. Eric wants to be the flag guy. That's fine. You can be a flag guy, but you're usually actual prop flag guy, not random flag guy. So that
You're the important flag guy, not
you're
the goofy
you're
flag
you're the
guy.
actual like gameplay flag. This is the I'm just having fun with it flag.
This all started because we went to Battle of whatever hill,
Bunker Hill?
and it was the hottest day of the year, and it was right after Ion, and this fool did not want to go really do anything, so he just was like, I'm gonna get a flag and run around and be fun. It's gonna be so hot.
And I did get a flag, and I did run around, and it was fun, and it was bloody hot. So everything I said was true. Anyway.
I am not tearing anybody down for carrying a flag.
Anyway.
I'm just stating
Anyway.
that's why we have the
Anyway.
flag.
The last reason that we're being British and not American is because I have a British flag. I don't have an American flag. For all the reasons I've already mentioned. Plus, we're usually German, so I have never had a reason to buy an American flag, honestly. But yeah, so we're going to have a British flag out there, and that's going to be fun, because why not? As far as wearing it as a cape, maybe in a mission, but the problem... I guess maybe mission 1 I could do that.
I don't know if you could wear it as a cape.
I could. Why not? Why wouldn't I be
I
able
guess
to
you'd
wear it?
have to wear it like this and not. I was thinking go vertical, but I don't think you could wear it vertically. You'd have to wear it horizontally.
No, opposite. I'd wear it vertically, not horizontally.
I don't. Would it fit you?
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
choke you? Okay. You do you, love. I'm
Anyway,
just here to support you.
I probably will not wear his cape because it will slow me down because of the wind resistance, but also just makes you a very big target. Although waving it with a stick does too, so I don't know what I'm going with that one. But most of the, like anytime I do carry the flag, I usually end up like leaving it somewhere at some point and then running off and doing what I need to do, or handing off to somebody else. Like, here, take care of this. I've done that on many occasions. Right.
The one scenario that you just carried a flag everywhere. You've only done that once.
What about my pirate flag?
I don't remember you having your pirate flag during the whole.
I didn't have it during the whole scenario. Anyway, I probably won't wear it as a cape. Maybe at some point, if someone pays me, I will.
I want you to go shirtless and wear it.
Why?
Because I like you. And I like when you're shirtless.
Eric says that wearing it as a cape means you're just more likely to get snagged on a bush. That's very true.
That is very
When
true.
you wave it, do you pretend to be Mel Gibson? Because that's the picture you do. Kind of, maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Except that we'll be British instead of, the rebels. But
Although you could probably see him waving a Nazi flag.
something like that. No capes! That's true. No capes! But yeah, so we're going to be the Americans. Well, the British, we're going to be the Allies. And the Grassy Knoll Gunmen are generaling, which are usually led by Mary and James, and Mary's son is apparently helping with that as well for at least a couple of missions. And that should be fun. It should be a good time. We're going to repeat but reverse, like I said. So we're going to win just as badly, but we're going to flip it so that the Allies win drastically, not the Germans, because, we're on that team this time. Makes sense. Xavier, are you planning on showing up? Are you going to come shoot some people with us? And are you actually going to be on our team this time rather than trying to...
Yeah, you're always trying to shoot at us.
Lose?
I don't understand.
Would you rather win than lose this
Him and his
time?
lady friend are always trying to shoot us. I don't appreciate it.
It's true. It's not very nice of you.
It's not nice.
It's not nice. In fact, it's actively unnice. Actively unnice.
Some may call it rude.
Some might call it rude. I wouldn't. I'd just call it actively unnice.
Actively unnice? Okay.
But yeah, come out and be British with us. A-Dog was like, I want a French flag. And I was like, you want a French flag? What about a Canadian flag? No, I don't want a Canadian flag. I'm like, well, you know that the people that landed on the beaches were U.S., British, and Canadian.
Yes.
The French did not land.
I understand that, but the French were there. The poor French people got their buildings tore up because the Germans and us just started ransacking poor France. And then I yelled at you and I said that I didn't want a French flag because you yelled at me about it. There's no wouldn't you think that if we are in France, there should be a flag somewhere stating that we're in France?
Yes. Sure, why not? But if you're going to go that far, shouldn't we have the flag of Brittany? Because Normandy's in Brittany.
We can have all of the flags. We can just start collecting flags.
We can. In fact, I have a collection of flags for this upcoming year. Now, so Xavier said something very important here that I don't know. It's important, but like you might want to rethink what you're saying here, because what he said was, I just figured you'd like the competition. Here's the problem with that. I do like competition. So once again, I ask you, why are you always on the other team? I want competition. So you shooting against me is not what I'm looking for.
You're fine. And I don't need your lady friend coming at me with her pistol. I'll appreciate that.
Oh my.
Just saying.
Oh my.
You're making it something it's
Eric, please clarify what you mean. You will be getting your paint, but depending on the weather, which you spelled wrong, Thursday and Friday I might be late on Saturday, which is okay. If so, you will get it Friday delivered to your house. So you're saying that if the weather's bad on Thursday and or Friday, you'll be bringing the paint to my house on Friday? I'm not sure why the weather on Thursday and Friday affect your being on time or not on Saturday. But okay, so if it does, it does. But then you're going out of your way to deliver to my house. Like, okay, but that's weird. Okay. How did I know you were going to go there? Well, because you realize you're not a threat to me. That's how you knew. It seems pretty straightforward.
You're gonna throw the gauntlet down, and then he's gonna be on German because you're being an ass to him right now.
It's already. I see it right there on the floor. There's a gauntlet. It's on the floor.
Knowing this house,
Probably is a gauntlet.
there probably
on the
is a gauntlet on the floor.
But no, you should be on our team so that we can actually play together instead of trying to shoot at each other. Although it seems like at this point everyone's going to be American.
Everyone's gonna be American?
Well, yeah. I mean, Bill's coming with us. Grass and O'Gumman, obviously. Anyone from Bad Company. Grassy, because they're leading it. And the only
Legions?
team I know of is Legion. Is
What about Band of Brothers?
They're not going. I don't think. I don't think any of them are going.
That makes me really sad.
So it's just LOA that is on German team.
What about Command Bros?
I don't.
I just ask.
Yes, I heard. I heard you ask.
They're part of the.
I'm supposed to graduate Thursday, so as of right now, it looks like my graduation is pushed back to Saturday. So is it very early in the morning? Is that what? I mean, that would make sense.
Okay, so if weather is bad,
If
you're
weather's
not
bad on
graduating
Thursday,
Thursday.
It will be early in the morning on Saturday. So what time do you think you might be? Like, if graduation does happen on Saturday, let's say the worst thing happens and it does, what time do you think you'll be there on Saturday?
And you're really like they're doing a ceremony?
Is it online
Is this
graduating or are you
Zoom?
in person graduating?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. My heart goes out.
If you're gonna sing it, at least sing it properly.
It is
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
You sing it then, Mr. I know.
My
others.
heart goes boom, boom, boom. You're interesting.
I am.
You're an interesting human.
I am adorable, and that's why you love me.
I've been considering, so I got a new pump for Christmas, and I haven't actually used it in play yet because the first time I've played since late last year, was on Saturday. So I have not yet
Didn't
used
you
my
come
new pump.
out and play when I was reffing in January? No?
No,
Okay.
I was here working on the house.
Okay.
So the last time I played was last year. So it was over 6 months since I had played last. But the point is, I still haven't used my pump gun, so I'm thinking I'm going to use my pump this weekend. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Pump it up with Tim.
Pump it up. I don't think Tim's going to be there.
Tim said he was going to be there.
He's definitely going to be there? I
He
thought he had a
said-
party to do.
No, the other, I don't know what his name is, Joe, I think, is taking over so that Tim can come.
Excellent. So Tim Toy will be there, and he'll be on our team. In-person
That's-
graduation, but it's like individual ceremony somehow, so I would guess around 12:30 to 1. That will be quite late. So yes, if you could please make sure that we get our paint.
Prior to that?
Yeah, prior to that, that
Prior
would
to
be
8:30
wonderful.
Saturday morning?
That would be quite lovely because we will kind of need it for the whole shooting the enemy thing. So if you want to bring that to us, whenever, feel free. If not,
We're here.
Yeah,
You
like
could bring it tomorrow if you wanted to.
she's here. She works from home, so she's here all the time.
I don't leave the house.
The other option you could do, I'm sure this wouldn't be a problem, is if you took it to Three Rivers and just dropped it off for them, and just told them that it's ours. I don't think that would be a problem. It's obviously closer to you, but just in case, I would prefer that you give it to us. But that would probably be fine. But here's hoping that you actually graduate when you're supposed to on Thursday, and then we don't have to worry about it at all. That would be best. I heard Dan's so good he gets eliminations by looking at him. I don't know about eliminations, but I have had people run away from me. Legitimately, I've had people run.
Okay.
They made a no shit face and they ran. That has happened. I mean, it was
That's
just
what I do in bed. I'm just kidding.
rude. Whoa.
I love you so much. You walked straight into that. I love you very much, and you know that I'm kidding. I'm gonna stop now. You're freaking me.
If no one hears from me again, it's because I jumped out a window. Jeez.
Please, you have said way ruder shit to me.
She might sleep on the couch just because it's cooler downstairs. It is so hot and humid. Ugh. I may sleep on the couch just because it's like 20 degrees cooler on the first floor than it is on the second floor. So, we gotta make sure we put that fan in the window. Oh, I have to make sure because F you. Bitch. Jeez. But yeah, so that should be fun. The only thing that worries me,
I thought that was fun.
as we've talked about, is the COVID situation. I mean, that's the elephant in the room. Everyone knows it's coming to that. All I hope is that everyone wears their COVID masks, their medical masks, whatever you want to call it, off the field. Because when we're on the field, you're not that close to each other. Hopefully, you're farther than 6 feet from your enemy. But even your teammates aren't going to be super close to you because you're outside, you're playing a game, you're in the individual bunker. And you do have a mask on. It's not a COVID mask. Don't pretend it's going to protect you because it's not. It will not. But it is more than nothing. That is true. But when you're off the field, this is where I get into it. When you're off the field, paintball is extremely social, as I'm sure most sports are, but this is the only one I play, so it's the only one I know. Everyone gets together and says, hey, did you see that move I made? Did we snuck around the enemy, or I got shot from here, and you're getting together and you're talking about it, and that's half the fun of paintball, is talking about it afterward. And you're all together and smacking hand, high-fiving and hugging and being excited, and that's all great, and that's all part of it, and I love it. But I would like to not only do it on Saturday, I'd like to continue to do that in the future, which means not dying. So I really hope that everyone does what needs to happen as far as social distancing and wearing your mask when you're not on the field, because it's important. Please, I'm going to be wearing my mask. As far as I know, I'm not sick. As far as I know, she's not sick. But we're going to wear our masks. It doesn't help us at all. It does nothing for us. It helps other people. And because we're going to do that for them, I'm hoping that they will do that for us. And yeah, people don't do it at P3. People didn't do it at Bad Company either. But there were less people there than there's going to be this weekend. Eric said he was there on Sunday. He was there on Sunday, and 58 people had pre-registered. So, I mean, that's a good number. First, I mean, that's actually exciting that there's that many. But I hope everyone wears a mask, or at least if they see that we're wearing a mask, take that as a hint and keep 6 feet away from us. Because I'm not worried about me. I'm not worried about her. I think we'd be fine if we got it. I think we actually already did have it, but I don't know that for sure. It's my parents, her parents, the old people I work with. It's all those people I care about. The tournament that was in New York didn't even get to finish because of it. Not many were following guidelines yet. And that, maybe if people followed guidelines, first of all, we'd be out of it already, but that's beside the point. Maybe it wouldn't get shut down if they came and saw, well, we're outside, we're doing an activity, and everyone's being conscious of the situation, wearing their masks. Maybe you wouldn't have gotten shut down at that point. I don't know. Unfortunately, paintballers, quite often are stupid, in more than one way. Not the least of which being, wear your damn mask. That's all I'm saying. It's just wear your mask, please. That's all I want. You don't have to wear it on the field. You know, everyone's going, I can't breathe through 2 masks. Well, you don't have to wear it on the field. I'm talking about when you get off the field, put your mask on. Stubborn, yes, but that's not just paintballers. That's a lot of people. Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's the elephant in the room. Everyone knows that that's going to come up at some point. And honestly, I'm interested to see if we make it through the day, because Xavier, you got shut down. I don't know how many people were at that tournament. You know how big it was. It was a 10-man, I believe, based on your video. It was a 10-man tournament. And I don't know how... I missed the first, like, half hour of your live stream, so I don't know what all happened or how long you'd been there or anything. But there's already 58 pre-registered. That doesn't include the staff. That doesn't include the command. And that doesn't include walk-ons. So if you're looking at above 60 people, you're probably looking at a total of maybe 100 people there. That's definitely above what we're supposed to have. But we're outdoors, so I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm interested to see if we get shut down or not. I hope we don't, obviously. But it'd be interesting if we did. It'd be interesting. But if everyone wears their masks and keeps separated like we're supposed to, if a cop did show up, maybe they would see, okay, well, they're being responsible, we'll let it be. We'll watch and see, you know, if everyone continues to be responsible. And if they do, they'll leave us alone. But if they show up and no one's wearing a mask and everyone's getting together and doing stupid things that typically are just ordinary life, but in this situation aren't, they're going to shut us down if they show up. I hope they don't. I hope we don't get shut down.
I wouldn't give a rat's patoot about all the beaches that were open on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so.
I saw
I don't know.
like a photo journal of, it was just all of the beaches that were open and pictures, and there was just people everywhere. Some of them had masks on, but like, be smart. I don't know.
Smart, you're crazy.
I feel that this stuff, I think some of the things are common sense. Oh, when you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. When you sneeze into your hands, wash your hands. Don't sneeze into your hands. Don't cough into your hands. Keep your... And I understand, I'm sure 6 feet is wider, like, is probably a longer distance than what's necessary. But kindergarten, they tell you to keep your hands to yourself. So, like, all of the rules that are in place have always been rules. I don't understand this. Like, honestly, it's just being safe about health in general. Wash your hands. Sneeze into your elbow. Stay out of people's personal space.
Right.
Stuff you should already be doing.
And Bill, I agree with you. I think a shutdown is unlikely, provided that people do it. But if the cops were to show up, and that's what I'm saying, if the cops were to show up and they see that we're being responsible, I think they'll leave us alone. But if they show up and people are not wearing masks and they're all grouped together and everything, I'd be surprised if they didn't, honestly, considering we're still in yellow. And we're only supposed to have gatherings of, 10 at most? 25? So obviously this does. Now, I mean, most of the studies show that infections that, like 90% of infections or higher, are all indoor, right? So when you're outdoor, you're fine. And also, they know that generally speaking, you have to be with somebody for 15 minutes or longer to get infected. So just like passing somebody by is going to be fine, things like that. But why risk it if you don't have to? Just follow the guidelines and wear your mask. You can get closer together if you're wearing a mask. Just put your mask on or stay farther apart. Either one are fine. So anyway, how many people are playing the event? Like I said, 58 were pre-registered as of Sunday.
And that doesn't include the generals. So LOA, there could be 3 of them. LOA, there could be 15 of them.
Only one gets in for free without registering.
Oh, really?
It's always been the way it is.
Okay.
So you're looking at 60 there, plus staff, plus walk-ons. That's why I'm saying 60 plus. So we'll see what happens. But I think that everyone's smart about it. If the cops do show up, it won't be a problem as long as everyone's being smart about it. So please, everybody, be smart about it. Wear your masks, or stay 6 feet apart. That's what I'm looking for. But there is plenty of room. But people are dumb and they don't like to think about it. And some of it's not even dumb. Don't think about it. Some of it's you're not like actively doing it. It's just you're excited and you're normally getting together with friends and high-fiving and hugging and things. That's normal behavior, so you're going to have to actively avoid doing what you would normally do.
Also, the way Mission Masters usually is that, and we talked about this to Mary a little bit, that when you get the missions during the 15-minute breaks, you have to crowd everybody around. And we were talking to Mary about this, of how she's going to handle it with not having that big crowd in front of her explaining all of the roles. I found by generaling it, and this was me personally because I knew what teams I had on my side, I went to the leaders of each team, provided a map to them, and said, this is where I want you to be. Go find walk-ons and explain everything to them. And because nobody's going to always listen to you, one, but implementing that, figuring out who the teams are and giving them a mission, an objective, and then having them bring people will keep us from being that big, large group of, if it is 60 people, then that's 30 people. We all don't need to be crowded around Mary. She probably doesn't want to be all crowded around for her safety and for ours. So she may take liberties of how she wants to handle the objectives, but essentially they could play a different way. They could figure it out.
That's always an issue. It's an issue at any paintball scenario, but I feel it's exacerbated at Mission Masters. Is communicating to your team what the goals are, what they're supposed to be doing, what at any given time, what is the mission. It's always very difficult, but at all day scenarios, whether it be Ion or Day of Days or anything like that, typically at the beginning you tell everybody, okay, this is generally how it works, this is what we need to be doing throughout the day. And then if you have side missions along the way, you just tell a group that you need to do it. And the reason I think it's exacerbated with Mission Masters is because there's 7 miniature scenarios, right? So you have 7 different times that you're trying to get your whole team together to explain to them what they need to do, which is a problem enough once, let alone 7 times. And so yeah, it's really hard to like get the whole team together. And then because you have a 10-minute break between each one, and that during that 10 minutes everybody has to reload their ammo, have to reload their air, have to gather equipment, do whatever they need to do, hopefully take 5 minutes to sit down and get the information from the general of what to do. That's a lot to do in 10 minutes. And so typically what we do is one of us, usually me, will go over and talk to the general about what needs to happen while everyone else fills paint and does all that jazz. And it seems to work out pretty well for us, which is good. I don't know how other teams go about doing it. But yeah, it's a challenge. So this just adds another layer to it. It'll be interesting to see how Mary handles it.
I mean, Dean and Ryan and Alex and Debbie, they all may have things in place for those situations. They may have already thought about it and have plans laid out already for the generals to be able to release information. I don't know if that will happen. I don't know if Dean wants to really think that much into everything, but there could just be different ways of how they're going to rally everybody up and explain things.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in a couple of days here. So, Eric, let us know what happens. From what I saw, though, weather should be pretty good this week. Up until Saturday, of course. Let's look to see what the weather says.
Besides it being 90 right now.
Thursday is AM showers. Friday is scattered thunder showers. Saturday is now supposed to be very nice, 73 and only partly cloudy. So hopefully the weather stays like that on Saturday. But Thursday is just AM showers.
But chance of rain is 70%.
So I'm assuming that it's happening outdoors for you guys, and that's why. Yes, and now me with weather. But let's hope that you can graduate when you're supposed to for several reasons, not the least of which so you can be there on Saturday on time. But I think that's pretty much all we had to talk about today. We talked about quite a bit. We've been talking now for
An hour and 15.
an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll let you guys go for the night. We'll probably be on next week to talk about how the scenario went. I don't know what day. We haven't settled on a new day. Now that we're kind of starting up again, things going. But today worked out for us because I wanted to talk about it. So,
We have a couple things. And we have this one, and then there will be one in June, and then there'll be Ion, hopefully.
hopefully Ion, yeah. We'll talk about that in the future about what I think of Ion. But everybody, I hope you have a good night. I hope to see all of you on Saturday early in the morning. I know I'll see two of you. I just don't know what time. X, I hope you join us as well on the proper team. And yeah,